This young man was working with a private company in an African city, the city of Ibadan, precisely in Nigeria. He was earning 180,000 naira. That's more like $150 per month. His name is Femi. Now, Femi has a wife, Jacinta, and 2 kids, twins, boys. Things are tough in the country, but he keeps paying bills upon bills. So 180k per month for this family man with 2 young boys, it wasn't enough. But all the same, they managed. To add salt on injury, Femi has to bear seeing his wife, Jacinta, struggling with bikes with the twins. Oh yes, she will carry one on the back, the other one at the front, with the bike man, everybody on one motorcycle. It was so unsettling for Femi. That was when he knew he had to make more money for his family. Yes, he's employed and earning but 180k per month. That of course finishes before the month end. Continuing that way, he can never give his family the kind of life they deserve. And that was when everything changed. One of Femi's friends was having a birthday party, invited Femi over. He was reluctant to go because he has a lot on his mind, but I mean, this is his very, very good friend. So Femi went. When he got there, after the whole hey, happy birthday, he went ahead and just sat down. He was moody. His friend noticed, Femi, what's going on? The friend knows Femi is not like wealthy, but he knows he's working, you know, always on his suit and tie, going to work every day. So he felt Femi was alright. Until Femi opened up that, bro, 180k is not doing jack. My wife and the twins have to struggle on a bike every morning just to get to school. So after pouring out everything on his friend, that was how the friend introduced him to a business. Yes, it's the SIM hosting business in Nigeria. It turns out it is incredibly lucrative. Oh yes, this is used by many businesses doing data and airtime vending. This is used by bulk SMS companies. This is used by mobile apps that, you know, you have to send OTP and so on and so forth. Anyway, Femi was introduced to this business. Oh my goodness. This is someone that was looking for a way out. So yes, Femi worked like a mad cow. He worked tirelessly day and night, setting up, getting customers. And mind you, this is a subscription business. So yes, this money kept coming every month, over and over. Femi's story changed. The first thing on his mind was to get a car for his wife and twins. So yeah, he wanted the best of the best for them. Went shopping. Long story short, he chose a particular car. In fact, this guy couldn't pay everything off at once. Oh, because it was a brand new car. So yes, he paid 40% down payment and said he was going to pay the remaining like instrumentally monthly over time. It's an hybrid car, meaning it uses fuel, but you can also charge it. Like it's also electric. But then it's an amazing car. It's a smart car. We're talking some Tesla level right here. Anyway, since the car is hybrid, like you can also put petrol in it, he was fine with it because I mean, this is Nigeria. You have to choose your cars wisely. It doesn't make sense to get a car that doesn't even use petrol at all, only charging, right? Like as your first and only car. No. So anyway, he brought the car home and his wife loved it. She was ecstatic, like this is amazing. But every other person was like, why? His wife's family, his own family, they were like, this is too much. Why not just get a Toyota Corolla? Why are you getting this kind of car? But anyway, he said he wants only the best for his family. I mean, he has even paid for it, so. But hey, the good times are here. It's a celebration. Things got way easy for his wife. Now she just has to strap the twins to the back seats, you know, just was fun. Anyway, one fateful day, Cynthia was driving. You know, the kids were at the back seats, hands on the wheel. By the way, let me tell you something about this car. This car is so smart. It has cameras all around it. If your hands are not on the wheel for up to 60 seconds, the car is going to park itself. It's just a security measure. This car would detect any obstacle and change lanes. Like this is really high-tech support stuff. Anyway, this fateful day, Ife was driving back from school, so she was on an express double lane. Like there are 2 lanes on the side of the road and 2 lanes on the other side. So anyway, she's cruising home as usual. The sun is up, everything is good. But then a very big truck was approaching but on the other side of the road. When this huge truck got close to Jacinta's car, the big shadow that it casted on their own lane, this car thought it was an obstacle, and that was how the car automatically swerved off the road. Remember I said the road was 2 lanes, so on the other lane a car was passing as well. Jacinta is a decent driver. She does not speed. I mean, this is a woman with 2 kids at the back seats. She follows every rule. In fact, what normally happens is you have cars overtaking her because she's moving at slow speed. Anyway, her hands are on the wheel, but then the car swerved automatically off her own lane into the other lane, and that was how it hit the car that was trying to overtake on the other lane. Now please note, nobody's at fault. Jacinta was driving normally. This other car that was overtaking had every right to overtake because it's an express lane. That was how Jacinta's car had a terrible accident. The front of her car was what actually hit towards the back tires of the other car, so the car tumbled on the bonnet side of her own car, which tilted her own car up as well. well, it was a disaster. So you have people trying to come to the rescue. At a point, the ambulance as well also came to the scene, but Jacinta passed on. She died. Thank God, the twins, they were fine, but then bruises, all over the place. Yeah, but I mean, still, their mother is gone. Femi, on the other hand, had no idea what's going on, but at a point, he was getting worried because he knows Jacinta would have called normally. Oh yeah, she normally calls in the afternoon to know what Femi would like to eat at night. I mean, they've tried food timetable before, but it wasn't working because sometimes Femi has a different appetite. He feels like taking these, and she also as well. So their deal was to always call in the afternoon to know, what do you feel like eating tonight? But then she never called. That was where Femi was starting to get really worried. Thank you so much for exclusive. By the way, if you're enjoying this story, please help us drop a like, and please subscribe to Vuvu TV. Thank you. Because of course, he kept calling her as well. Her number is not going through. And Jacinta is definitely not a forgetful person. The more he called, the more her number was unreachable, the more Femi's fear got heightened. After a couple of hours, he got a phone call from the ICU at that time, which is intensive care units of the hospital. Anyway, the boys left the ICU. They were okay, and then it was time to see them. But then when Femi laid his eyes on his sons, it was something else in the hospital. Yeah, because they were scarred all over. His beautiful looking sons now all in bandage with so much scars all over them. Anyway, after that, Femi buried his wife. He grieved. He tried to go back to work. It was impossible. But then his business now, he's not an employee anymore. He's running the CMOS team business now. So of course the staff will go to work. They are making money. So that kept the engine at work rolling. But he personally, he couldn't be there. Nah. Anyway, after grieving, he was sued to court. Apparently, the other vehicle that Jacinta's car swerved into was 3 persons in the car, 2 girls and 1 guy. Those were the only children of a particular older couple. Like, those are the only 3 children they have in their lives, and they are all in their 20s, and they all died. Apparently, they were not using their seatbelts, but nonetheless, they were on their lane. Jacinta's car swerved into them. So yes, they sued Jacinta's family. Anyway, Femi went to court, and then the family saying this being a smart car, they are requesting the footage from the car, of course, to confirm and corroborate what they heard from witnesses earlier on, which is that the other car swerved into this one. And lo and behold, they watched the footage. Yes, Jacinta's car swerved into them. But Femi, being in doubt that Jacinta will ever even do that, he looked more closely and he could see that Jacinta didn't swerve because she knew the car would park if her hands is not on the wheels. So yes, her hands were on the wheels, but she was only trying to bring it back. She was only struggling to bring back the steering, not swerving. Anyway, they took a closer look at it and saw that it was true. So the case was dismissed. But another case began because now Femi decided to sue the hybrid motor company. Femi thought long and hard. That was when he decided to involve his friend, a lawyer. This was the beginning of one of the craziest legal battle in the history of the entire country. Femi's own lawyer had to even get in touch with a very popular activist lawyer who was also his namesake. The opening statement at the trial was more vouching for Femi's wife, that this person, she's not a reckless driver. Like, let's even start from there. Plus, she has 2 kids at the back. That is not who gets inspired to start doing Formula 1 racing with her children at the back seats. That the footage that they saw during the first trial, where the other family sued his own family, truly it showed Jacinta's hand on the steering, but she did not swerve. It was more like she was swerved, struggling to bring the steering back. And that was when they did a more forensic analysis on the footage, and it became clear that no, the muscle structure of her arms on the steering was somebody pulling away, not steering in the other direction. Yes, simply because if you are turning a power steering, it is not with so much force. It's a power steering, it turns easily. But this was showing Jacinta pulling with all the muscle of her arms. She was struggling to bring the steering wheel back. Anyway, the courtroom was a spectacle. The prosecutor and the defense, everybody, they kept defending their cases. But at the end of the day, it became clear that the smart vehicle swerved, not Jacinta. Now, the trial was still ongoing, and before this became like a public thing, the motor company tried to settle out of court because yes, they could see where the verdict is going, and this was going to crumble their multi-million-dollar car company. Because tell me, who is going to buy such a car? Yeah, it was whatever, it's been fixed, but for that brand, in the motor industry is done. So yes, they tried to settle out of court and all of that. Mind you, Femi's pocket was leaking seriously. Oh yes, this is a legal battle that dragged for so long. All the money from his business, he kept spending on this case because he just wanted justice for Jacinta. So yes, he was losing money, but he didn't mind. He wanted to see this David Goliath's battle. He wanted to see it through. The hybrid motor company tried to pay him. They even tried to scare him. Yeah, at the end of the day, it was proven that the autopilot of the smart hybrid car caused the death of Jacinta. Oh yes, and the other children in the other vehicle. Femi was heavily compensated, and the company, they publicly admitted to being the cause of the accidents. So yes, that motor brand was done, but with the same infrastructure, another vehicle brand was born. As the beat goes on.